Today we went on an exciting road trip all the way down to St. Petersburg, Florida to visit our good friends at Leisure Activities. We were there to pick up a few units and to kind of take a little break, see the sights, and we were given the opportunity to sit down with Tim Woodruff and just kind of had an interview with him and talk about leisure and everything that was going on. And they also gave us a little tour of the warehouse and all the exciting inflatables that were there. So, yeah, let's get into it.
All right, we are here with Tim, Leisure Activities. Tim, a couple background questions. We kind of went over this before. We've been doing business with you guys from probably 2015 or 16. Don't hold me to it, but and we bought dozens and dozens of units from you guys over the years. So it's just kind of a testament to what you guys provide and the kind of equipment that you get, because we've been using you for a very long time, and we've enjoyed your equipment, and it's, you know, it's come. We've seen it come full circle. We've seen a lot of things develop in the way that the company has developed. Leisure has really kind of been a leader in the design and kind of getting out in front of all the colors and the shapes and the sizes, and really attach itself to the water units and how they were, because you guys are here in Florida, and that's, you know, kind of a big area as well. So just kind of a little background, if you can give us a little background about yourself, you know, when you started, how long you've been doing it, and, you know, how you got into the business.
Sure. Personally, I've been, and it's great having you. Thank you for coming in. It's always a pleasure working with you and your wife. It's, you've been with Leisure about as long as I have. I joined the company in 2016. Prior to that, I had an insurance background. Worked for a large insurance company. Worked through there. Had a restaurant for a year. Then found an opportunity in 2016 to come here and work with Leisure. Also, before that, my background in the inflatables is my family. We had an indoor play and party center, an inflatable indoor play and party center for about 8.5 years in Largo, Florida. So we had our 11,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 party rooms. We had the video games, the restaurant portion of it. So we had all that. So that kind of gave us the background of the inflatable portion of the business. Personally, I've never been in a rental side of it. We just were always the indoor facility. But from learning that and doing the repairs indoors and working with all the different companies that throughout the industry and going to the IAPA shows, so I had a bit of a small amount of knowledge of the industry. I knew a lot of the different people that I still work with today from when I was an operator. But for the most part, it's a great pleasure to be in this industry. You know, it's nice to be in a business, and especially the indoor center when we're there, to watch kids come in with a smile on their face, and when you leave, they still have a smile on their face for the most part. It makes it more pleasurable as a business owner to work through things like that.
I used to be a police officer, and I call this anti.
Right, not many smiles.
I know. And that was the kind of the punchline of the joke was that I called it anti police work, because they were never happy to see me when I was coming as a police officer.
I would imagine not.
They were always happy to see me when I
Probably
brought the bounce house.
Probably somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere.
Well, cool. Let's talk about some of the things that you guys got going on. What sets Leisure apart in your mind, and also from what your experience and what customers have told you, what sets you guys apart from some of the other businesses?
Yeah, first and foremost, there's a lot of great companies in this industry. There's a lot of great products, and what I will always tell people is diversity is always a good thing to have in any inflatable rental company, or if you have an indoor facility. You know, it'd be great if everybody buys just from us, but you got to get the flavors of everybody else. But what sets us apart is we are one of the few manufacturers that own our own factory. We have our own design teams. We have our own quality control. We manufacture 100% of the inflatables that we sell. So there's no middleman. There's no in between. So we can control our designs. We can control the time it makes. We know the cost from start to finish. and be able to provide the customers with the best deal and the best product, best quality for a unit in the industry today. So that's where we feel that we set ourselves apart from our competition, is we control everything because we own our own company.
Touching on that just a little bit, new people getting into the industry, they'll look, and it's something that you just said there, they'll look at something online or something on one of the websites or something, and they'll see the same inflatable that looks very, very similar to y'all, but it's several $1,000s cheaper and stuff like that. How are they doing that, and what is making the cost difference there?
A lot of times we'll come up with our own specific design of a unit, where we can use like our police car or a fire truck combo or any of those things. And we'll come up with the design, we'll go through the work, we'll do our design team, we'll create it, we'll put it out, market it. Then we'll see other companies have the exact same look, feel, whatever.
But the materials that they're using, is it something different? Or?
Well, it's how they're built. It's the internals, it's the bafflings, it's the anchor points, it's the safety features that are built into the units. We've got 25 years plus of experience of manufacturing inflatables. We listen to you as the operators out in the field as to what's working, what's not working. We will always adjust with how things are being made, if it makes sense to make it better. So we came out with the gator seams where the stress points on the units when you're stepping in, so it doesn't rip from the corner, where it's sewn down from the wall to the floor of the unit. We reinforce all of our anchor points in the insides, which you'll never really see unless you're crawling in the unit and looking at them. All the baffles that have the covers on them. There's many different, I want to say, trade secrets that we do that other companies might not do, where they can manufacture the units either with less baffles, cheaper baffle material on the insides, less anchor points or less stress points throughout the unit, which may make it cheaper in the long run. But from digital print, from the shapes of the units, from the anchor points, from the stress points, from the baffles, we try to build the highest quality product possible, where it's going to last you the longest time and be able to hold up with less headaches as an operator in the field. So hopefully, even though ours might be a little bit more than a knockoff that came out that looks exactly or as close as possible to what our design looks like, 2-3 years down the road, it's our intention that ours is going to be able to hold up and be dependable, whereas that other one might need to be replaced or blowing out baffles.
And that's kind of what we saw coming in. We made the mistake, just like everybody else, getting into the business and thinking that we could buy something, and the price really didn't matter. If it was cheaper, it was really the same thing. And then once you actually get into it, the material is cheaper. We bought, I remember, excuse me, I remember one of the first bounce houses we bought was from one of the knockoffs, and the bounce mat was probably 12 inches tall, and there was no bounce to it. It was just, but if you looked at the pictures, it looked exactly like everything that was on there. But once you kind of get it, it was almost like we bought it from Timu or something like that. It was just something that the quality wasn't there, and I know that that's what is here.
Yeah, they might not have the double stitching, they might not have the triple stitching. You might order something from one of the companies that have a small little 10x10 booth at IAPA shows, and they have a beautiful display piece, and you see it's sewn all correctly, but then you order those and they're cheaper, and you're going to get it directly from a company in South China or wherever it's coming from, whether it's from Taiwan or any other area, but you're getting it cheaper. But when you receive it, you're ordered a 14x14 bounce house, it might not be 14x14. Instead of a 18-inch bed, it might have a 12-inch bed. It might have one line of threading for sewing instead of 2 or 3 lines for threading. It's not going to have the reinforcement. So, but over time, the experience is what will help you avoid situations like that in the long run.
What are you guys seeing? And again, we've been here kind of the same amount of time. What are you seeing that's trending now? What's coming out new that's kind of everybody's looking for, kind of working there?
Fitting wise are a lot of the theme designs. It's what built a lot of companies, and I think is still very important for a lot of companies as they're building brand new businesses, is getting a lot of more generic red blue combos, maybe just retro combos, things like that. Just to have something that's boy girl rental and not really any specific theme, that can rent out 12 months a year, boy girl, whatever you want to do. I feel the trend today is to get more elaborate designs. Companies are coming out with like the fire truck combos, with our police car combos, with Jurassic themes. We've got all those. We're doing them all. But we're also making the bread and butter. We're also making the original pieces that really, for a new operator, will continue to grow and expand your business. But once you've grown and expanded your business, that's really the themed units fall into place. But what I'm seeing as a trend today is everybody's leaning towards these more themed units. And I want to say a lot of people are forgetting about the bread and butter units that make a big difference.
Right. IAPA is right around the corner, and that's usually where everybody has their big reveals. Is there any kind of some secrets that you could show us before the show, that some stuff you got coming out, or we're gonna hold?
Well, I'll show you some of the secrets, but you're gonna see them. Once I show you, we're gonna be bringing our fire hydrant slide here. That will be at the show. We're gonna have some Christmas items at the show. We're gonna have a new toddler unit at the show. A sports game will be there, so we're gonna have some new things. But they're all going to be more of the themed type units, because what people want to see when they're coming to IAPA is they want to see the new designs, they want to see the flash, they want to see what they haven't seen before in the industry.
The wow inflatables.
They want to see the wow factor. Absolutely. Wow inflatable. Wow inflatable. So that's what we bring to the shows, because really it's more of an eye competition of when you're walking into the show. You're looking around, and so when you walk around, if you see the regular red blue combos or a retro combo, they're very important pieces. But what you want to see is, oh my, look at that one over there. I've never seen something like that. Oh, look, there's a 80-foot pirate ship over there. Wouldn't that be awesome? 3 levels tall. It's
7,000 pounds.
It's great. But is it practical? Are you going to rent it? Probably not. But we're trying to bring things that are new designs, that are things that are going to make sense for your rental business, that are easy 1 or 2 man operation roles that are affordable for you as a rental operator. They're going to make you a lot of money and very easy to roll up and manage.
Huge thing, because everybody suffered from manpower problems, and nobody wants to do the work, and you got 50-year-old guys out there rolling up jumpies.
That's one of the biggest challenges I think that you guys face today is the labor. That's what I'm hearing from everybody across the country. So
they're slowly learning how to do it solo. You guys are having to manufacture things that are within the limits of that solo, believe it or not, and it may be with rolling straps, or maybe with a motorized dolly, or maybe with whatever, but everybody is moving towards trying to get one guy out there to roll it up, and that's what they want.
You have to these days, because you can't depend on creating a big event or doing a big backyard rental and then having 2 of your 3 employees not show up or call in sick that day. So yeah, it's got to be something that in an emergency, in a pinch, you got to be able to do it yourself.
You guys do any other shows? I went to Transworld, and I saw you guys there.
Great seeing you there too.
And that's a Halloween show, for nobody knows what that is.
It's a Halloween. It's also linked to Christmas.
Yes, they moved into the Christmas lights, and I saw you guys had some of your Christmas stuff there.
That was our first year doing that show. It was a pleasure being there. I mean, it's not as big as the IAPA show. If you really don't have anything to do with Halloween or Christmas, it's really not going to do much for you. But for anybody who's looking to diversify or looking to expand on your Christmas offerings or your Halloween offerings, it's a fantastic show to go to. We'll be there again this next year. That one's in St. Louis. I believe it's in February. We'll also be doing the ARA show. We took a couple year hiatus during the COVID period from that one. But that one will be in, I believe it's going to be in Las Vegas this next coming year. So we do Transworld show, we'll do the ARA show, we do the IAPA show in Orlando, we also do it in Europe, we do it in Asia. So we do those 2 shows, and we're also, this year, we're going to be going to the leisure show in England.
Wow.
I believe that one's in September. So.
And they named it after you.
And named it after us, right? Which is going to be a fun time at the show, leisure activities. But that'll be our first year doing that show, so we're really looking forward to that one. But that one's more European based, so it's going to have a lot of those companies and a lot of the European type designs in place for display, and I'm sure the difference in the European, the open front mounts is the longer platforms.
Right. You kind of touched on this before about the gator seams and stuff, but what kind of safety features and durability features do you guys have that kind of set you apart?
Sure. We take a lot of time looking at anchor points and wind loads for units and see what's required to safely hold those units to the ground in any gusts of wind. We follow the ASTM standards quite seriously, and when we're putting the anchor points on our units, we're actually putting them on over what the actual requirement is. We do realize that not everybody uses every one of the anchor points. We ask you, please do use all the anchor points, but from the anchor points we have, the ASTM standards we follow, the fire tests we follow, we're trying to do everything we can. Safety labels on the units to exit the slide immediately after use, feet first down the slides. So anything that you can think of that may potentially cause a risk to a child or a participant going down the slide, we try to address it immediately, whether it's in labeling, training on our instructions that come with the slides in the side game pocket, or conversations that we might have that safety is the number one thing for a child, and we do everything we can to protect that.
And we in the industry have seen huge bounds and leaps in insurance costs on our side. I know we've had one claim in 12 years with the insurance company that we've been using, and our insurance this year has never gone up before, other than periodic just increases on the amount of growth that we had. But this past year we saw a 40% increase in insurance, and a lot of that has to do with minor injuries off of the inflatables, and Leisure has always made sure that their stuff is safe and that the kids are good, and it makes a huge difference because it's not the big unit blowing away that gets a lot of attention, but it's not the norm. It's literally the kid with the broken arm or the scratch or the
freak
fall.
accidents.
Right. And it's really not even major accidents, but they cost so much. A broken arm is $12,000 if you go to the hospital now. And it used to be, a $2,000 gig. So the insurance company is literally pushing that back on us.
And we're seeing the insurance increases across the board, whether it's inflatable companies, homeowners insurance, all that. Hopefully it's something that'll be addressed, and hopefully that'll be something that comes down. But a lot of that is not the result of how you are operating or how a lot of the operators out there are operating. It's unfortunate. It's a lot of the newer companies that are jumping into the market that don't have insurance, set them up in a yard, don't stake the units down, don't provide any instructions or safety to any of the renters that are operating those units. But I'll back up a little bit. One of the other things that's very important when you're looking for a manufacturer or a company to work with, make sure they have manufacturer insurance that can help protect, for a catastrophic type event that you might not have been totally responsible for, but it helps alleviate some of the hit back to you.
Right.
So protect yourself that way. Make sure you're working with reputable companies that have manufacturers insurance that will help protect you in the long run.
But we've noticed that inflatables have been popping up everywhere. Home Depot, Walmart, and everybody's kind of getting their hands in it, and they're selling to the backyard crowd. You guys don't do any of those, and I've actually seen some of the other bigger manufacturers that have a commercial grade and a non-commercial grade, and honestly, for us as renters, what we see is that you literally are taking customers away from us when you do that, and you're hurting yourself in the long run, because we can't buy more inflatables from you because we're losing customers because you're selling things that people are taking in their backyards. And then the difference in this is that the low grade or the non-commercial grade stuff is designed for someone to use in their backyard, where they know the environment and they know the kids that are on it and they know the amount of use that they're going to have, and they roll it up and put it in their garage and they bring it back out and set
They're
it
not
for the
intended to
kids.
rent.
Right, and they're not the amount of use that we get out of the commercial stuff. So can you just kind of touch on why you guys haven't got into that thing, and why your commercial grade is so much better because of that?
We feel we don't do that because it's your reputation. So we don't want to have leisure activities with two different levels of reputation. So if someone says, well, I've got a leisure unit, but it's not the commercial grade unit, it's the home unit, it's still a leisure unit. So if something happens with that unit, it's something we had discussed in the past, but we'd rather keep the quality of our units consistent, offer the best product we can, design as strong as we can, it'll last as long as possible, just have one solid product out there. There's other companies that will still do it, and that's fine, and there's a market for everybody, but that's something that we just have chosen not to go down that route.
A few years back, I bought a custom unit from you guys. And our unit was designed specifically because we have a lot of hills. It was designed to sit on a hill and go down the hill, not too hard of a grade, but and my thinking behind it is that why were we buying giant slides when we have hills?
Sure.
And we just put it on a hill and let them slide down it, and it has worked well. And in fact,
Yep.
that unit has gone out last weekend and several times this year, and every year that we've had it. Talk to about. And I don't want to get in a situation where you guys are swamped with hey, I need this custom order and stuff like that. But talk to us about custom orders.
We take pride in it. That's probably one of the most enjoyable things that I like to do here, and I know Elena does and Chase does, and our team back at the sales office and our China office. We all enjoy that. It's bringing ideas to our company and possibly also to other people where they can buy them as well. That's a whole different thing that different subject we can talk about later. But custom units, if you can dream it, we'll build it. If it makes sense, we'll have our design team create 3D renderings. We'll design the safety features into them. We'll determine what the anchor points will determine safety for that unit, and show you different renderings. And we'll go back and forth and work with you so that your vision is what the final product will be. So we may go back and forth a few times on it, but that's fine. So if you want different 3D pop-ups, you want this feature here, you want this specific thing that you haven't seen in any other unit there, great, let's do it.
And it could be as simple as colors, or as advanced as like my unit, where it was a really long unit that was 12 feet tall.
Completely different footprint. We could do a completely different footprint, something that no other company has done before. That, like I said, that's the fun part of it. Being able to see someone's dream become reality and make the thing.
Well, and I can attest, you guys, I remember when I was ordering it, the design team talked to me specifically about the size of the pool, how much room we needed for the landing because we were coming down a hill. Also, they instituted a higher wall on the backside.
Yep.
So all the safety is built into that as well, and that's the part that, when you're designing something, I as a layperson just, hey, build me a slide.
Sure.
I don't think about any of that, but you guys were on top of all of that.
Everything will be tested before it goes out. Absolutely.
Right.
So any new design like that, we'll thoroughly test it. So yeah, that's something. If you've got those ideas, please share them with us. And it's really not that much more expensive to create a custom unit. It's literally the same percentage, same factors as how we build a normal bounce house. We're not going to be charging you a premium because it's something that is new. No, we won't do that.
And time wise, what is the turnaround on that?
Let's see, what's today? Today is July 18th. If you were to do something custom today, by the time we do the renderings and the design and everything, it would probably be mid to end of October for a new piece to come in, so July, August, or about 4 months.
So
Three-
it's
three-
something,
about
something
4
you
months.
have to plan for. It's not something that
It's
again,
definitely something to plan for, and if it's an idea like that and coming across the winter months when companies are slow, that's a perfect time to talk to us, either at IAPA or before IAPA, places like that, or different shows like that, where we have time to properly design it, go back and forth with you with the renderings, the designs, and make sure it's exactly what you're looking for. Then you just place a small deposit. You place a small deposit up front, a small fee for the design rendering fees, and once we make it, you pay the remaining 80% balance before it final ships to you.
awesome, easy peasy.
Very easy.
Now you guys have kind of got your ear to the ground. You hear the rumblings of the common guys out there. Tell me, what are some of the challenges that are coming across your board right now as far as the rental companies? What are you seeing that everybody's talking about? And we talked about manpower, but are there anything else that people are talking about now?
Well, there's of course there's the labor issue that we spoke about earlier. There's different things that will always be worked with, not only with us, with different companies, is making sure the quality of the materials we get from our suppliers are up to standards, and we're constantly, seems like since COVID time, we've been working with them back and forth with some different issues that I think we're finally getting worked out completely. As far as anything else that speaks out in the labor or other things, it's just the economy right now.
Yeah.
People are uncertain as to what's going on. All the manufacturers, I believe, I think I can speak for everybody on it, we have a lot of inventory, and others have a lot of inventory as well right now. If hopefully economy changes where everybody's has a little bit more spending money, and it can open it up for all the renters that are renting from you, and also for you guys, we can replace or swap or rotate your inventory as well. So right now, I think everybody's kind of in a hold status until we know what's going on with our economy in the future.
What would be some of the growth, and again, we talked off camera about this a little bit, but what would be some of the growth strategies that you would recommend for someone just starting off? What should they be doing year one? What should they
Sure.
do in year 5?
Excellent question. For brand new companies, when someone comes in and sits down across from me and tells me they're starting a brand new company, as to what they should do, and give them some ideas of different slides to get. If you come in and get yourself a couple standard combos, wet dries, maybe a 15 or 16 foot water slide. Start with 2 combo wet dries, start with a 15, 16 foot water slide, rent those out, keep those things renting, and then roll the profits you're making over those back into your company. Pick up another combo, maybe a bounce house, work your way through the summer months. Then as soon as you start reaching the fall and you've got a little bit of money built up, buy yourself a small obstacle course to get into the fall season. Buy yourself maybe a couple small sports games to offer your clients as additional rental options or abilities. Hold off in your first year, second year from buying Christmas units, Halloween units, things of that nature, because they don't rent as much as, say, your marble combo, your red blue combo, your retro combos, things like that aren't gender specific. They aren't season specific. They can go out 12 months a year. They're affordable. They're easy one-man rolls for an operator if you have problems finding labor. But just get the basics at first. Small units that one person can operate. Roll those profits back into the company. Then expand starting in year 2, where maybe you're then adding perhaps a pumpkin bounce house for Halloween. Maybe year 3 you're doing that. Or if you're in a state that allows the climate to do so, maybe a Santa bounce house or something like that. Then once you start really establishing your business and you've got a good clientele base built, then you start getting your specific units. Maybe start getting the sharp combos, start getting the firehouse combos, start getting the more specific designs, some girl units, some boy units. Then you can start getting into the big foam items like our PlayStations, or foam dance pits, joust pits. So don't do it all immediately. Don't think that you have to bite off the entire meal right away. That you can actually start slow, build it up, and let your company build itself.
That's amazing advice, and that's exactly how I kind of approach the subject on our channel and stuff like that. The only other thing that I think that we add is that you don't ever pick what you like.
Right.
Find you an audience, kids or whoever the customer's going to buy, and buy what they like.
100% agree with that.
Because I've seen it, and I've actually done it. I've bought units that I've liked, and I get 12 rentals a year.
Yeah.
And then I buy something that my kids like, and I had 60 rentals or more a year, and that's a huge difference.
Consensus helps a lot,
right,
when you're picking a unit.
So yeah, find you some.
And a child's opinion means a lot as
that's
well.
That's right, absolutely.
Absolutely.
What's the future of the industry? Where are we going? As far as where are we going?
It will be great. I think the opportunities are endless. As an owner operator of an inflatable rental company, what I also like to tell people is if you think your market's saturated, just drive around the neighborhoods.
Right.
Drive around your neighborhoods. Are there kids in those neighborhoods?
Right.
Yeah, there are.
Right.
How many bounce houses do you see set up in those front yards?
Right.
Not many. I mean, it's rare for me to drive around very populated Pinellas County and see a bounce house in someone's backyard.
Right.
There's so many people, but there's so much opportunities. There's so much that you can do in an area that you think has a lot of operations going right now. But it's also nice to work with your competition as well.
Right. No, and I've made this statement probably a million times to everybody that I talk to. You guys can't manufacture enough inflatables for all the customers that are there. Literally, there's no such, my shirt, there's no such thing as competition. And what that means is that I'm not in competition with other bouncing companies, because there's too many customers for both of us together. And several times a year, we will book out everything that I have, but it's only 2 or 3 times a year that I'm booking all of my equipment. And I know this is the same with them and everybody else.
And you're still not saturating the market out there.
Absolutely not. There's still people calling, there's still people. So yes, absolutely, you're 100% right.
Yeah, I see some new companies that have popped up in the last couple of years in the Tampa Bay area that are absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
They're absolutely killing it. And that's when people have already said, well, I can't move to Tampa, or I can't move to Sarasota, or I can't move to Jupiter, I can't move to Jacksonville. There's too many operators. There's not. It's all depends on the work you put into it and the limitations you set for yourself.
That's right.
So you keep a good, clean unit. You're dependable. You're honest to your customers. You treat them the way you want to be treated. There's no limit to your success.
Very good. Well, I want to thank you guys. I want to thank Leisure Activities. You guys have been really, really good for us for a lot longer than you probably should have.
Well,
And we've enjoyed it, and we've made a lot of monies and made a lot of smiles, and it necessarily isn't in that order, but we've loved it, and we've loved doing it, and we're going to keep doing business with you guys.
Alvin,
Shake your hand.
Thank you. All right. Appreciate you very much. We'll go back this way here.
All right.
You want to pull around? They're there.
I think I've got everything right.
Took that from IAPA.
Yeah.
Oh yes. This is the knock element. Yeah.
Oh, need it on the other side. Well, that's all right. Can I get some? I'm gonna get some warehouse shots. How about that?
We'll be moving out of here at the end of this month.
So, any top rack stuff you're trying to get rid of? You need to.
The inventory actually moves pretty quickly.
Yeah.
This all gets rotated quite frequently.
I wish I had this. These are all your blowers, and
These are some of them. The majority of them are across the street right now.
who is this?
That's those are the
PRC?
RLD, those are the RLD blowers, the ones that were made for Ninja and Easy.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
we get those from Eddie over at Easy.
Okay.
So we can offer HW blowers, the black and yellows, or the RLDs, depending on which one you want.
I just got some old what are the green and yellow.
The beer.
The beer. Man, they have gone way down on their quality.
Yeah, if you can find old beers, those are the ones to have.
I know.
If they're anything from 4 years or newer, stay away from them.
I literally got 2 of them in, and within a month, one of them was down.
We had a 40-foot shipping container, 40-foot high boy shipping container, that probably 9 out of 10 of every one of them were returned for warranty issues.
Steaks. I got to show you.
We get those in post.
I started hand forging some stuff, and it's fun. You know, it's but I make mine out of 3/4 inch steel because I find that the thinner stuff will bend, and we were getting some stuff from Monk Industries for a while there, but they were breaking, so I started doing my own stuff, and it's actually a good time. Not quite as big as this one.
Yeah, those are the 1 inch.
But it's pretty close.
Yeah, those are the 24 by 1s.
Yeah.
5 pounds each.
Yeah. You just tie it to it, and that's used as a weight.
Oh, give me 200 of those. I'm like, man, that's a lot of weight. You can't ship them UPS? No.
All right, I'm gonna swing this truck around, I guess, to the.
What's that? A lot.
Where is the guy that used to work in the warehouse, which is the old guy?
He's retired. He's now managing their family father's estates that his father passed.
Wow. Oh, well, I guess that works, right?
Yeah. Steven over here is his nephew.
Ah, y'all just keep it in the family then. let me pull that truck around.
Pull right around the corner here. Yeah, twist the handle.
There we go.